Oh!
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
That's it.
I'm sorry, was that an inappropriate response?
Not at all. What he said. She said. It. What are you, robot?
I'm a robot. I don't have an assigned gender.
Good for you.
Wait, so how do we make s'mores?
You put a marshmallow on a stick. Where the Dustborn this bug is airborne.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Raycon coming in and sponsoring the channel with their everyday earbuds. Priced to please, with the same audio quality you'd expect from the big guys at half the price. With over 3 million sales of their previous iteration, the upgraded earbuds offer new ergonomic designs and multi-point connectivity that lets you connect to 2 devices at once. I'm all about quick charge function. 10 minutes yields you 90 minutes of battery life. Then you can skimp out on your workout. When fully charged, it has a 32-hour battery life. If that wasn't enough to sway you, Raycon offers these snazzy protective cases. There are a few designs to choose from, and some might even match your style. Personally, I grabbed the Universe design because I'm a total space case. Not to mention the ergonomic design that fits a wide range of ears. And if you don't like them, send them back using the 30-day happiness guarantee. You can't lose. Click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/ItsAGundam to save 15% on your Raycon purchase today, plus free shipping. It began in August of last year. The trailer for Dustborn was shown off. The game looked like a Prague's wet dream. The game made for the modern audience you always hear about, but you never see. The game Reset Era thought was groundbreaking and long overdue. For the rest of us, not drinking the Kool-Aid, waiting for the alien ship to whisk our souls away from behind the comet, this game was DOA. The announcement trailer was like a wet fart, hovering over your nose and giving you a bad case of pink eye. The reception for it was also not glowing.
Dustbin, the game. Out of all games coming in 2024, this is one of them. Did Tumblr make a video game somehow? Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him.
Even before the game came out, gaming journalism did their thing, where they were oddly positive about what honestly seemed like hot, wet garbage on a warm summer's day.
Dustborn let me smash fascists and flirt with my situationship on the road trip.
What? On...
A road trip across America. The future is queer if you're along for the ride.
Oh my god, gaming journalism, bruh. This preview is pretty much what you'd expect from a journalist playing a game that appeals to them specifically because they're a queer person. Very important to know that. Which means that this game won't sell a damn copy.
As a queer who found most of their friends and family at punk shows, the twee allegory about power of language initially had me rolling my eyes, but I found Dustborn to be much more than a game about capital R representation. It's got class commentary, satire about evil tech companies, strong character writing, and intuitive non-combat mechanics, tying everything together.
Class commentary, huh?
Fella you're with, a black kid? Dresses like a writer? Does he know anything?
You are racist.
I haven't heard a game with dialogue this bad since Forspoken, and this looks like it's selling worse than that. When the game launched, it garnered decent views from most gaming journalists. Make it make sense. The fact that Dustborn got a 7 alongside Stellar Blade is actually ridiculous. Gamers, on the other hand, found this game an absolute meme that should have never existed.
She said. It. What are you, robot?
I'm a robot. I don't have an assigned gender.
Good for you.
Wait, so how do we make s'mores?
You put a marshmallow on a stick.
A game made by developers who developed some sort of mental disability, thinking that this is what people wanted. I'll let you suffer through this song for as long as possible before I'm copywritten.
The aliens. We're the refugees. We walk among you. We're right behind you.
Did I mention mention the cool skills and abilities you gain. They're straight out of 2017 Twitter playbook.
Normalize. We've learned how to normalize negative emotions. Normalize gives us the ability to make people think certain behaviors or feelings are normal, but I'm not sure it will do much for us in a fight.
I don't know. Drag Time Story Hour's catching on.
Discord. We've learned to sow discord. Discord gives us the ability to turn people against each other. This could be useful both when we're talking to people and when we're fighting enemies.
Huzzah!
Cancel. We've learned how to cancel someone. Cancel will allow us to isolate people from their friends and compatriots in battle. This could be a useful tool against enemies and
Possibly get them to lose their job. Ka-chow!
Bully. We've learned to bully people. Bully gives us the power to force people to do something they may not want to do, or to make them feel bad about themselves in fights. This could be highly effective to target enemies that do not support. I can't say what I really want to say. The joke that I could say would be funny. Oh well, what are you going to do, right? A few people I watched play this game had the same energy as the DARPA chief being interrogated by a revolver ocelot. Clearly, no one bought this game outside of content creators making a joke, with the max player count reaching 83 at its peak. 83 people in the world. This game would have been better off if they scrapped it and wrote it off as a business expense. You know, like a total failure.
in light of Dustborn's launch with a historic 81-player peak yesterday, here's the game director, Ragnar.
I can't even read that last name, and I'm not going to try.
Promotes his game by talking about the importance of diversity on BBC News.
I ain't even looking up to watch the video. The game was tagged LGBTQ+. How could it have failed? This was an unmitigated disaster. Once again, it proves that DEI doesn't make money unless it's attached to something too big to fail, because it can never stand on its own two legs. Not long after the launch and failure of Dustborn, which was only overshadowed by the failure of Concord, coincidentally and luckily, it came to light that Dustborn was funded with grants from the EU, which would explain how something this bad came into existence or even found funding in the first place.
Dustborn used far more government money than has been previously reported. The Norwegian Film Institute funded the game for 14 million kroners, or nearly 1.4 million USD. This is in addition to the 150,000 euros from the Creative EU grant program. Dustborn is basically an Antifa training game, bash the fash, across the divided states of America, by using vocal powers to call people racist.
Isn't there a character on Jujutsu Kaisen who could use his voices? Whatever.
The game has 33 players currently in its opening week.
That's how you win, baby. But frankly, let's get to the heart of the matter. That gamers are just bigots and they're full of hate.
Dustborn developer condemns tidal wave of hate and abuse directed at the team.
Lavender on Twitter pointed out that Kotaku engaged in a hate campaign, but that's different when they do it because Kotaku is taking on fascists. So I guess when they reported on the lead designer from Hogwarts having an anti-social justice YouTube page, wow, what a caveman he is. He had an opinion we didn't like. They made sure he left his job. Good work, dickheads.
Red Thread Games' adventure rhythm action game Dustborn has been out for a week and a half now, and it's spent most of the time at the center of culture war bullshit.
But that's kind of what the game is. So, yeah, the game's...
Could you imagine if a game came out about baseball and people were talking about baseball, about the baseball game, and Kotaku's like, wow, this game is being talked about by MLB fans. What the f***?
The game certainly has some problems we laid out in our review, but if you search the game on Google right now and look at all the user reviews, you'll find plenty of users reviewing and complaining, not about the legitimate gameplay or design gripes, but instead about the woke mind virus and a bunch of other buzzwords used to complain about people of color, queer folks, and overtly leftist politics are expressed in the media.
Well, you know, if the game is really hyper left-leaning, wouldn't that mean that the game itself is already kind of like in culture war BS? So therefore, if there's culture war BS around it, it's like par for the course.
I can't even come up with an analogy. It's just so stupid. I can't put my mind around it. Never change, Kotaku. So when you go down in flames, it will be all the more sweeter to watch you burn. Reducing complaints about an obviously bad game to racism against queer folks and people of color is so disingenuous, but it's par for the course now. Any level of criticism has been reduced to bigotry because there's no true rebuttal and no one has the balls to go, you know what, you're right, it kind of sucks. Oh, the Dustborn devs, this is the message they were talking about.
Since we first announced Dustborn, we've read your comments and listened to your feedback, hopes and wishes for the games.
Like who? Like 10 people?
Over the past 4 years,
This is 4 years in the making, huh? And it only took a week to die.
our team has poured our hearts into telling a story that is deeply meaningful to us, a story about power of words and building a world where everyone can feel safe.
That's impossible. Not everyone and everything can feel safe. Have you looked at like the Discovery Channel? I've seen some horrible things happen to cute little baby animals, my dude. The world is never going to be fair, so get that out of your butt cheeks.
We welcome thoughtful feedback and respectful criticism. We embrace discussion and debate, but we have zero tolerance for hate speech, harassment, and threats of any kind. Those engaged in such behavior will be removed from our community.
What community? There's like 20 people left playing the game, dude. There is no community. It's literally you, your team, and maybe a handful of asshats on Discord. Nothing personal. This has to be the dumbest warning I've ever seen.
It's like a sign that says no swimming, but the lake is dry.
And now you're caught up to yet another DEI project that was really important to the people that made it. Remember when game devs made games they thought other people wanted to play? And that was their focus? Well, those days are done. The future's queer, old man.